Hey everybody, Dan here for Argo Comics, where we do not just publish independent comics, we support independent comics. This is your monster haul. This is some of the books. Got a few more on the side here. Uh, Gonna ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so that we can give more exposure to all these great indie books, and you'll be first up to know when the new video has dropped. All right, starting off here, I think if you're seen the past indie hauls, you might have seen I had a mistakenly gotten a Spanish edition, and the publisher was nice enough to send me the English edition, Silver Sun. I had told you that I really liked the artwork. Just be aware, it's from Indie Planet. You can get it there, but even though the description, I think it's called something Soul. So if it's Silver Sun, it should be the English edition. But also, right under the page count on the website, it does say Spanish edition, even though the description's in English. So just make sure when you're ordering that you, again, I believe Silver Sun has a different title in the Spanish title, and it also says Spanish edition if it's a Spanish one. So the English edition, um, it's actually UMC is the publisher. So if you just search UMC, you'll see the two uh, variants of it, and you'll see that you can get either the English or Spanish edition. So now having the English edition, I was able to give it a read. That's Silver Sun, that's the main character. And like I said, I was attracted to the very great artwork of this book. Uh, Thought it had a really great style to it. Um, it comes across a couple villains who I thought were well designed and had a pretty cool battle with Silver Sun. So the story itself, lent itself to more of a realistic approach, um, as far as some superhero comics uh, that you might come across. Uh, and I did really enjoy it, so I'll give it my recommendation. Let's see if we got. Sometimes I just like to hit the credits if I could find them real quick. Writer Evelyn von Eckenbrecher. Pencils and inks Juan Pablo Massa. Color and cover artist Max Cerrudio. And editors John Curcio and Luis Sanchez. Okay. And actually, UMC had a Kickstarter uh, with Punch Press, Nigel Flood's Celtic clan, and they were going to have the UMC heroes. Uh, I don't think they were able to fund the initial. They're going to add probably, I'm guessing, some more preview pages, just restructure, because the book itself looked great. Maybe the Kickstarter, the structure of it, and the reach just need a little more. So I think we might be seeing that in the future. But again, I'll highly recommend. I thought there was a great cover also. Um, I know the cover artist wasn't in those credits, but I did see him somewhere. Oh yeah, no, it is. He did the colors of the book. Max Cerrito, Cerriedo, gonna go with colorist, and does a great job with a kind of painterly cover. Okay, so that was Silver Sun. We also had from Kickstarter Advent Comics had Ace. Okay, kind of like a playing card Ace. Advent Comics 10th anniversary. Okay, uh, and Yeah, I'm good friends with Tony Cottrell on online. He's the, I guess, driving force behind Advent. They're doing Kickstarter. They do regular Diamond. They do a couple different distributions, but usually keep up with his stuff. Writer Joseph Philip Illage. Yep. Artist Rudolph Montemayor. Montemayor, probably. Colors Kyle Amon. Letters Oren Kremek. And I'm sure Tony Cottrell being the editor. So yeah, you have, I'd say, on this one, it's very good art. Almost like a Bronze Age vibe going there. Yeah, more so over here you can see him, I guess, facing off with his opponent, the villain. And, you know, you're not going to have any shortcomings with Advent on art, colors, letters. These are more like flat, a little bit flat colors. Still look good, especially again if you're going to have more of a Bronze Age feel to it. And this cover, let's see, I'm guessing this is Andy Smith. No, I don't see, but I believe it's Bart Sears and Andy Smith, a very similar style, but I'm going to believe that's Andy Smith. We have a backup story, writer Tony Cottrell, penciler, I've seen the name before, I never had to pronounce it. I'll say Dira Verma, Christian Dokolomansky as the inker, Mimo Regaldo, colors, Ed Dukeshire letters. So, yeah. Dira Verma, I've seen his name before, and it's really, really great art. And that's a backup story. My pronunciation is off. There's the names for you to do a better job yourself at home. But that is, again, from Advent Ace. Okay? It was Kickstarter, but again, as they are in Diamond, maybe you'll be able to order that one through regular distribution as well. And talking of regular distribution, Antarctic Press's Exciting Comics. As some know, I've had stories published in Exciting Comics. I think trying to remember the numbers, probably 9 through 20 or something. They still have some more material for me, but they have a lot of stories to get to. And I mean, here's Full Injustice, part 14, and Zob Lightning Wielder, part 5. So they have a good amount of stuff to get to, and they're trying not to do 3 features like they used to do. So now they're doing 2, kind of give you a bigger chunk of the story. Full Injustice, story Gary Kelly, Stephen Forbes, art Harold Edge, letters Gary Kelly, colors Ross Hughes, who's a great colorist. I had colors by him as well. Edited Ken Jansons. Zob Lightning Wheeler, story Kyron Silva, pencils and inks David Jackson, who we've seen a good amount of work from him, great artist. Coloring by Federico Pepito Sioc Jr. I've seen his name before. Lettered by Nikki Powers. Editor Quen Silva. So here's a little bit of the show some good example here. Fallen Justice artwork. And then a little bit of Zob Lightning Wielder artwork as well. Again, try to stay away from spoilers, but give you something worth looking at. Give just some action. Fight! Doesn't like some good action. Try to get the glare off it. There we go. So, that is Exciting Comics 29, Antarctic Press. I've done 1 through 6, so now we're up to 7. And Probable Girl and Wonder Kitty, okay, by Joe Eli Carrales. And let's see. Well, yeah, we have actually a cover by Don Simpson, though. Don Simpson, I guess most known for Megaton Man. Actually, where is it? Just from a couple, I don't know, the last Monster Hall or prior to that, we had Victory Folks, where you had a bunch of public domain characters in there. I already covered this book, but he's been doing the covers. As you can see, these 3 covers here, Probable Girl and Wonder Kitty. Actually, the next issue, I saw this because I have it. I'm reading it. Improb and Wonk. So is that short for Probable Girl and Wonder Kitty? At any rate, this is part 1 of Druid's Secret. Okay, and as I said, I'm reading the other one, so I did get to this one. And the art is of a cartoonier Schoolhouse Rock style of art. And the story is very interesting on this one. And the fact that I think this has more of a perhaps the other earlier issues were a little more character driven. This one is perhaps a little more story driven, and we have, I guess, this villain I showed you, Duke Daniel. And there's been a stealing of this artifact, the main story point. And yeah, his involvement with that artifact and his evil alliances leads to some pretty interesting story developments. But our main characters, Mary Solinsky, the Improbable Girl, and Wonder Kitty is the one with the cat t-shirt and hair clips. Nico is her name. And see, they work as mailroom clerks, but then they also work as government agents. So, I don't know if they were just working part-time at each, enabling them to do those 2 jobs. But it says can to mailroom heroes save the day. So I guess maybe that's their main job, and the government realizes. Government, I think, wants to just keep an eye on the development of their superpowers, and maybe understands that they have a full-time job. And a couple more of the villains that the Duke Daniel is involved with. Daffodil is the woman's name. Actually, there's a whole article in the back. Orko is the kind of like in Maxwell Smart. There was Chaos was the villain group, so Orko is the villain group organization Orko. So in the back here, you get a whole primer on Organization Orko. And as I said, that other villain we just saw, Baron Lucian Petty, is that villain. Yeah, there's always some extras in the book. So if you're looking for a lot to read, you get your money's worth here. This actually was someone having an inquiry about why was there a little cat head sticking out of the cat in one of the issues, and it's because that is the hair clip that she had in human form. So somehow going to cat form, she keeps the glasses, keeps the hair, keeps the hair clip. Someone had asked about it, one of the characters, and she just kind of rolled that off as like, oh, that's a very personal question. And where do the clothes go? So it has been brought up. Perhaps future issues will find out the answers to all that. But I'm guessing, it's more like a magic power instead of a mutant ability. So that could account for some of these story devices. All right, so that was issue 7, and we will have issue 8 perhaps by the next. Now, talking of, okay, well, let me see if there's actually yeah, Carrales Studio Productions. Okay, so talking of Joe Eli Carrales, first came across this feature in, oh, here it is, YEET Presents. Okay, so YEET Presents is an anthology. I do get it from Patreon. If you go to Patreon and search YEET, you will find it. And let's see, Madam Justice and the Red Ram. So that's the cover feature on this one. I think that's another public domain character in the background. Madam Justice and Red Ram, art story, Mark Wyrosdick. Oh, he actually has a name right under it to tell you how to pronounce it. Rusticki. Nope, that's a parentheses mark. Rustic. Okay, so Mark Rustic. I should do that with my last name is Sen, so people don't think it's Shen or Scene. Lettering Shane Luttrell. Here's an action panel right here, show you what kind of artwork you're in for. Okay. And so yeah, you have a couple of heroes teaming up on that adventure. Savior, art story lettering Eddie Morgan, additional lettering and edits Alan Boyd. So you can see that this different style completely. YEET sometimes runs in color, most of the time black and white. And as I said, it's an anthology, so a lot of people get to showcase their work. We have this Kane story, Shane Luttrell, who we just talked about before, does story and letters on this one. Kent Clark does the art. Kane. I think that's this cowboy character right here. And we have two-pager. I don't really see any, or a four-pager on that. Then I didn't see credits on that, but here's Experiment, writer Josh Mendez, art Drew Gutierrez, colorist Chris Nixon, letterer Amal Desai. And this was interesting in the fact that when I was flipping through this, it's the Next Men, which was a comic from Image. So I don't know if this counts just as a fan homage story, or if he was one of the copyright holders. I'm not sure. But yeah, Kodiak, the whole group here from New Men, goes through early Image under Rob Liefeld's imprint, Extreme Studios. Jeff Matsuda, I think, was doing the art. That was one of my favorite artists of the time. I think he went into animation. I know Todd Nauck might have gotten his start over there as well, New Men. And we have Scouts, story Ronald Carrell, art Steve Shipley. Okay, so we have that. And we do have a Bravo Girl Wonder Kitty style Hostess fruit pie, YEET fruit pie type ad. So they do make an appearance here. Back cover Black Fury. Again, go to Patreon, you look up YEET, and they just charge you $5 every time the issue comes out, and it goes directly to your mailbox. Can we get this mature reader? It says American Nature, Santos Sisters. I don't know if it's actually mature reader. It's nothing too lewd, I don't think, in there. It's, you know, Archie style artwork. Santos Sisters are those two. Gonna have like magical abilities. But it is definitely a Archie style of art. And I thought this villain looked interesting. So I think I've picked up an issue before. And this one, just a description, kind of caught me. So I figured, let me grab a copy of this. Let's see if I do not see some credits. But yeah, age of 13 plus. So maybe there was something in one of these issues that I thought. Yeah, I'm not seeing any particular credits there. Maybe if I could find something. Oh, Santos. I guess that's the publisher. Usually when I post that I have a new video, I will put something up on social media, maybe with links to the publisher page. So if I could find something, I'll do that. Comic House, greatest name in comics, Daredevil. So yeah, there was this Daredevil prior to Marvel's Daredevil. I guess most of the companies have steered clear of using the name as a comic title, not wanting a legal battle with Marvel. I think Dynamite says Death Defying Devil. I forgot what Eric Larson calls him. He's used him as well. But, I mean, he was Daredevil before Marvel had one. Marvel, there he is. I think a lot of takes on him, he doesn't talk. This take, he does talk. Public domain character. Written, Kenny Porter. Art, Inaki Apiazu. Letters, Andrew Thomas. Cover, Stefan Tosheff. Edited by Keith W.T.S. Morris. Created by Jack Binder. Okay. The original Daredevil uses a boomerang. All right. And that is, again, Comic House. Oh, let me show you some art. I think I did already. Just to let you know the style. In case you're an art-based purchaser, to some degree I am. I look for a good story. But a lot of times I want art that I like to look at. And the end. So maybe this is the last issue. Eric Larson had secured the rights from Ant from Mario Gully, who created Ant. Let's see. I mean, this issue, we have Savage Dragon and Spawn guest starring. Some people may know that as Malcolm Dragon, the original Savage Dragon's son. So this might be final issue 6. And it's always a character that I've enjoyed. So maybe they'll pick it back up at some point. I know Eric Larson has a lot to do creating Savage Dragon all the time. So he may have a hard time keeping up art duties on both, but he does a great job with this. I enjoy seeing Ant. Went through a couple publishers before Image. I think I have most, if not all, of different Ant publications. And that was Eric Larson creating that title. Merc had Miss Meow, which I have past issues of 6. This is issue 6. Let's see. Merc, I think they had a title Arachna, which, again, I saw that they really do a good job on the quality of art. Like, who's ever in charge of Merc, making sure that the art quality is there. So I'm usually pretty good with picking up their stuff. Let me see, not too spoilery, but giving you a sense of the art. There's some action of chopping up stuff with her claw fingers, this woman. We got a lot of action, a lot of great art, colors. Let's see if we have, yep. Plot by Murphy and Aaron Sparrow. Script by Aaron Sparrow. Illustrated by Victor Serra. Renzo Rodriguez, and Nathan Watson, colored by Gaston Zabalita, and lettered by Joel Rodriguez. So, yeah, I mean, it's issue 6, I'm still there. Archie, I guess, technically is an independent publisher. Archie versus the World. And Jed Doherty does the art on this, so that's what led me to picking this one up. Jed's pretty great artist and number of independent books that I've seen. I think he did some mainstream work as well. Story by Aubrey Sitterson. Main cover Jed Doherty. Coloring Matt Herms. Doug Garbark. Lettering Jack Morelli. Editor Jamie Lee Rotanti. Okay, so again, my main thing here was the art. Cool double page spread. I think Jed Doherty does a great work with art. Jed Doherty's art, let's see. I will say a little bit of almost like Ed McGuinness and Art Adams mixed up. That's who I'll go with. That will be my assessment. Great work. Again, out by Archie. Archie versus the World. And we were just talking about how much Eric Larson has to do. He has Savage Dragon. He's doing all the work on that. Okay, they kind of double dip me most of the time where I get all the issues and then I get the trade. If he does Omnibus, I'll probably be triple dipping. Actually, the letter columns are crazy sometimes with earlier Savage Dragon issues. I'm happier to just have the trades and read through and feel like I'm not missing anything. That's my own choice, of course, to read those letter columns. So, talking about Omnibus, here's a curse words omnibus. Okay, Ryan Brown does the art. And if you've seen my very old, well, not that old for some of the Kickstarters, indie Monster Hauls, you know that I love God Hates Astronauts. So he does the artwork here for curse words. Charles Soule, maybe Soule, does the writing. Actually, when I had a convention sketch by Ryan for Nature Man, Soule did a little doodle on the back of that art. I won't mention the topic or anything like that. But yeah, I always love Ryan Brown's work, so that's enough to draw me over to Curse Words, which was like a magic user. I think I have all these in trades, so again, double dipping for Curse Words. And that's Image Comics. I did have a couple oversized books here. I don't think I covered this last time. Alter Ego, sometimes I pick that up. Novelty Comics. I see Blue Bolt, and I see Man of War. Which were published to different publishers. So it's basically articles about these. I don't think the company was called Novelty. Because I think they were under different companies, but yeah, you see your just articles about these old heroes like Blue Bolt, Simon and Kirby. Doing that. Let me just see if I could find. Here it is. White Streak, aka Man of War. Two different names for some reason. It's an android. Okay. I'm doing some comics with public domain characters myself. So, Man of War.